What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and today we're back at it to yet another epic episode of GrimDark Battles. Now, I believe this is the 8th episode in. Can you believe that already, guys? That's just crazy to think about. So, if you guys don't know what this is, basically, this is a who would win type of battle as we pit characters from Warhammer 30K, Warhammer 40K up against one another in a Coliseum like battle. So far, we've only done one-on-ones, such as Farsight against Gaskell or Dante against Abaddon, but there will be squad-based ones coming later on. But for now, this is a battle of the gods, as the youngest god of the Eldar pantheon takes on the oldest, or one of the oldest gods of the Catan. So place your bets, guys, as we dive into this grimdark battle. Who will win, a shard of the Nightbringer, or the Avatar, the Incarn? So let's dive into this lore. Let us begin with the youngest, the Incarn. So while the Nightbringer is as ancient as the galaxy itself, this god is the youngest among the Aeldari pantheon. Ynnead is also the god of the dead, but some also call him the Whispering God as well. Ynnead is essentially the last hope for the Eldar, being able to destroy Slaanesh once and for all. However, this god was born a bit prematurely during the Fall of Cadia's storyline. Essentially, Eldrad was going to sacrifice practically most of the Eldar to bring Ynnead into existence, but his plan was foiled due to the Death Watch interfering. Now, even though his plan did kinda get stopped, most of it kind of did work, because, Ynnead's here after all. Like I said, Ynnead was still birthed, although not as strong as Eldrad intended it. But at least, the Eldar didn't all die. So as the Eldar die off, their souls go to their craft world's infinity circuits, that or into the soul stones. However, those unfortunate ones do get consumed by Slaanesh. But when the Eldar souls go into the craft world's infinity circuit, this tends to empower Ynnead. So in time, Ynnead will gain strength, through all the souls that go into the infinity circuits, and eventually this strength will be powerful enough to take out Slaanesh. Now Yvraine and the Inari have summoned forth an avatar of Ynnead to aid them in their basically their journey for the Crone Swords. And this avatar has been wrecking face. The Incarn, aka the avatar of Ynnead, is the first step in fully resurrecting Ynnead to its glory. So now that we know a little bit more backstory into this, let's talk about the weapons, beginning with the Crone Sword Vilith Zar. So this blade is known as the Sword of Souls, and it is the largest and the strongest of all the Crone Swords. It has an awesome ability to shapeshift into whatever weapon it needs to be, and on top of this, legend has it that this blade was forged upon burning souls. Now how badass is that? And unfortunately, that's pretty much all the lore there is on the Incarn, the avatar of Ynnead, since it's such a new installment to the lore. Like I said, this was it was being alluded to throughout the years, but the avatar Ynnead, it's just been announced during the fall of Cadia, so it's fairly recent, which is why there's not much lore on it. But now, with that being said, let's dive into the Nightbringer. Azagorod, the Nightbringer, is essentially the god of death. This star god is ancient and way powerful, so much so that he is the reason that fear is felt throughout all the sentient beings in the galaxy. But we'll get to that a little bit later. The Nightbringer is a Catan, meaning that it is a star god of unimaginable power, or better put, it had unimaginable power. Back during the War in Heaven, the Catan were enslaved via being fractured into shards, and now each shard holds only a fraction of its former strength and glory. The appearance of the Nightbringer resembles the Grim Reaper. However, it would make more sense to say that the Grim Reaper is the Nightbringer. So the Nightbringer has slaughtered countless races, so much so that all sentient creatures learned to fear death from this star god. This was true for all life forms except of that of the Krorks, aka the Orcs. Now, in its splintered form, the Nightbringer is capable of causing mass destruction with its scythe and its ability, the Gaze of Death. However, its body is made of the same necrodermis as that of the Necrons, and therefore with enough damage, this body will indeed break down and fall. But, just like other Catan, it is weak to the powers of the warp. But it does have some major abilities to combat this. For example, you have the ability of Time's Arrow, which can literally rip enemies from time and space, shoving them into an alternate dimension. Now that's just crazy. So, like I said, even though its weakness is that of warp abilities, it's a very formidable opponent nonetheless. Alright guys, before we get into this epic battle, I do want to make one thing clear. This is a battle between a single shard of the Nightbringer against Ynnead, which is being summoned forth through the use of an avatar. So it is not indeed the gods going at it at their pinnacle of their strength. It is only a fraction of each god's power going into this battle, and it is the most realistic type of event that they'll probably meet one another, that being a Catan shard and the avatar of Ynnead. So let's begin with this GrimDark Battle. The ground shakes as a vast fissure opens up upon the ground. Ethereal souls surge out, and among them the mighty Incarn emerges. The sky goes dark as a cloud of pitch-black smoke plummets towards the battlefield. With a mighty swipe of his scythe, the smoke clears, revealing the star god, Aeldari, the Nightbringer. The battle kicks off as the Nightbringer alters the world around the Incarn, the ground becoming alive and stone hands reaching out. The Incarn's speed easily allows him to escape their clutches, and he rushes at the Nightbringer. Crone's sword clashes with Catan's scythe, and a mighty explosion erupts, sending the two weakened gods back in the shockwave. The Nightbringer then summons forth a trans-dimensional thunderbolt, raw energy crackling from this mighty attack. The Incarn then morphs his blade into a staff, and spins the staff with so much force it repels the thunderbolts. To the surprise of the Incarn, shimmering orbs skyrocket down upon the Aeldari God. Explosions bombard the Avatar as he is shrouded by the dust and debris of the explosions. The Nightbringer readies his scythe and he approaches the fallen god. But out of the dust the Incarn has caught one of these orbs and launches it right at the ancient Catan. With a slice, the orb is cut in two, but the Incarn is already upon the Nightbringer and pierces his necrodermis with the Crone sword. The Nightbringer then grabs the Incarn's arm and unleashes his Gaze of Death upon the young god, but this god fires back with his own Gaze of Ynnead. The two gods pour their entire power into these attacks, for they know that if they get hit, they will suffer immensely. With Vilith Zar still embedded inside the Catan shard's necrodermis body, the Nightbringer slowly gets weaker and weaker, his essence leaving his shell of a body, and this loss of life empowers the young god of death. As Ynnead's gaze creeps closer to Aeldari, another hail of shimmering orbs assault the Incarn. Out of the explosion, the Nightbringer emerges with the scythe around the Aeldari God's neck, and with a mighty slash, the avatar of Ynnead is beheaded. The winner is the Eater of Stars, the god of the dead, Aeldari, the Nightbringer. And there you have it, guys. The winner of this GrimDark battle is that of the Nightbringer. Now don't get me wrong, Ynnead is indeed a beast. He is super powerful, but at the same time he's such a young god. We haven't been able to fully see his powers realized, as can be said, since he is gaining powers by the Infinity Circuit. So it was kind of hard to basically put this young god up against the ancient god of the Necrons. So let's see how you guys voted. So in part, for the avatar of Ynnead, you guys voted 22%, meaning that the Nightbringer won in a landslide with 78% of the vote. So now let's talk about this battle as to why the Nightbringer has taken him down. So when we look back in the history of the Catan, the Nightbringer has taken down and eaten other Catan, so he's no pushover. He's strong enough to take out other Catan gods. He's killed entire civilizations, and he is the reason why fear is in the 40k universe. Now, yes, he is weak against warp-based attacks, but we haven't really seen or heard of the Incarn doing any warp attacks. Warp pretty much involves like chaos and all that kind of stuff. So the only real thing that the Incarn had in his favor was the Crone Sword and its ability to shapeshift. So with that being said, the Nightbringer has more experience, and from what I've read, more abilities, such as the powers of the Catan. Now, the Incarn does gain strength from death, but on a one-on-one fight, this doesn't really help him since, if he kills his enemy, he's already won, so he doesn't really gain strength from that. However, the essence of the Catan was breached when he sliced part of his necrodermis off, and with that, I guess you could say that the Nightbringer was losing his life essence and thus empowering the Incarn. But again, the Incarn is such a wild card. It's kind of hard to see in what direction this battle would have gone if he had more abilities to him, more lore behind him. So in that aspect, I gotta give it to the Nightbringer, and most of you guys agree. Now, another thing that I recently just found out was in the new 8th edition codex for the Necrons. It is stated that a single shard of the Nightbringer is the most powerful shard of all the Catan. So if you take like a shard of the Deceiver, a shard of the Nightbringer, a shard of the Burning One, the shard of the Nightbringer would be more powerful compared to the other two Catan. So this goes to show you just how strong the Nightbringer is. Now, don't get me wrong, the Incarn is indeed powerful, as the whole Aeldari race are basically pushing him to be their savior, their hope. But again, guys, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. If you guys have any comments as to how you believe the Incarn would have won, please let me know down in the comments. If you guys agreed with this GrimDark battle, also let me know. And stay tight, guys. Sit tight, stay tight. Whatever you want to do, just be tight. Because we've got a really fun GrimDark battle coming up next. We've got 5 Gretchen going up against 5 Nurglings. This is going to be pretty interesting, pretty fun, because we've never done a group battle before. And this one seems to be a very interesting one, because Gretchen are kind of like, they're used as like gags and whatnot, like with the whole orc society. And Nurglings, they just want to have fun. I mean, they're there to play and spread the diseases of Nurgle, but they're mostly there to play. So it's going to be an interesting fight, guys. There's already a poll on the community section on YouTube as well as on Facebook, so if you guys want to go vote, go check those out. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Sit tight, because we got more lore videos coming your way, as well as more GrimDark battles. Of course, this has been the Sound Alchemist, and I will catch you guys next time.